Hello everyone, this is Encyclomedia here with another episode of Breaking Amazon. I know it's been a while since I've talked about the big smile company or whatever dumb nickname you want to give them, but I feel it's time to do so. Now, granted, I am still having computer problems and I'm not using my normal microphone. I'm recording this on my cell phone, which I never thought I would do. It's probably not going to sound very good. I'm going to give it a try anyway though because I need to talk about this. So chances are you have heard of the website e-commerce bytes. They used to be called auction bytes when they started, but you know, internet auctions are kind of a dying thing for the most part. So now it's called e-commerce bytes. And this is a site that discusses news about Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Shopify, all of these sites. And every year they rate the seller's choice for what is the best e-commerce sites to buy on. Now, for the last several years, Amazon has been the #1 choice. Not too surprising, honestly, because if I could live without Amazon, I would, but I can't. They get the traffic, so I have to sneak back on every time they suspend me. You know, this has happened like 4 times over like stupid stuff, but I've made other videos about that. Well, this year, there was a bombshell that Amazon did not make the #1 pick. They actually were #2 this time. So that was a huge shock to the system. And likewise, Forbes magazine has also listed them as not being the #1 e-commerce store for sellers anymore. I think they're #3 now, behind Etsy and Shopify. On e-commerce bytes, they're #2 behind Etsy. And I don't talk about Etsy because, you know what, it's a good site. I don't make my own stuff though, except for my books to sell on there that I've written. I can't sell anything on Etsy. I don't make stuff. And this is a big deal. This is like a real turning point because Amazon has been facing a lot of criticism, more so than usual, over their selling practices. Well, not their selling practices per se, but how they treat their third-party sellers. You know, the fraudulent A to Z claims that they totally built to make the sellers fail, their lack of transparency, their lack of communication, and it's becoming more of an issue because apparently now, if the Wall Street Journal is to be believed, 44% of Amazon sales are from third-party sellers, and they're the people who are getting suspended and kicked off for arbitrary reasons. Last Christmas alone, they lost 10 to 15% of their third-party sellers just because of the vast amount of A to Z claims that they got, most of which were not warranted and should not have been filed in the first place. But anyway, so they've pulled the sellers, they're down at #2, and everything consistently dropped. They used to be at like, you know, 8 stars to 9 stars on most everything except for the communication. Now, which was around 6. Now everything is around 6 stars. The ease of use just barely misses 7 stars at a 6.99. The profitability dropped to 6.00, down from like 8.21 from last year, if I remember correctly. And the ease of use, now to be perfectly honest, I don't know why the ease of use for the site has dropped because honestly, the site is still the easiest way to sell stuff. You could be a moron and figure it out when someone tells you, you know, go to the item, select sell item, and put it on. It's easy. You don't have to do all these hoops and stuff with eBay like, well, do you offer free shipping or not? Do you offer expedited shipping? Amazon just makes it so much easier. But I think sellers, because they are so disappointed in Amazon, they have just dinged them on all the performance issues. Now, I'm going to read a few of the comments, and it'll highlight some of the problems. However, I will read, in all fairness, the first 2 comments are, well, actually, the first 7 are, like, positive. They say, like, you know, Amazon allows me to reach a huge customer base that I'd have trouble reaching otherwise. The FBA system has been a huge bonus for my company because we're able to bring in revenue with much lower overhead for labor and shipping. I agree with that. Amazon communicates and tries to solve problems two ways. They talk to you over the phone, and they back up conversations and resolutions with email. It is much easier to get things done on Amazon, and I have to give Amazon credit for this because they have upstepped their phone customer service. They still won't give you a phone number to call, but now you can have them call you, and it's pretty easy. Amazon is probably our best online venue. Again, I agree. However, it doesn't take very long for the comments to start getting really negative, and I'm going to start with the first one that goes sour. It's right after a comment that says, amazing experience, just what you expect from a professional site. That was the previous one. The next comment, and this is a fairly lengthy one, so I'm going to warn you. They say, Amazon is our largest volume venue, but Amazon is also the scariest in that there are no consistent CS actions. Some CSs know what you are talking about, and you are great, by the way. Side note, CS is customer service. Others don't have a clue and can really mess you up. It is also scary that you can lose your selling privileges permanently on the whim of a CS rep. Our current defect rate is 0%, but there are those who have had 1% and have lost their accounts, and they never really understood why. Some of their rules make you wonder what you sell has to look like the pictures. It looks like the pictures when you listed it, but when it's sold, someone has changed the picture to match their item that did not match the picture, and now you are at fault. They are too buyer-friendly and not seller-friendly. So far, things have worked for us, but there have been times we have received hostile emails from them. Scary. Okay, that was their first negative comment in this poll, and it's a whopper. And it just goes to enforce that the customer service reps don't know what they're doing. They don't side with the sellers very often. And yeah, it's just really bad. Now let's look at some more of the negative comments that they have gotten. Let's see here. Yeah, one of the comments says, terrific sales, but restrictive policies and bizarre customer support. Ranges from good to horrible. Okay. Another comment says, no other site delivers the traffic like Amazon. Amazon is so-so at communicating with sellers. While they keep you up to date on daily issues, they are also uber secretive about so many topics and subjects that you are at times operating in blind. Fees are still high, but they drive so many sales that it's hard to complain about the fees. Okay, I want to make a personal comment on that. One of the reasons I have never really objected to their high fees, I don't know if people understand this or not, but it's because, well, they don't charge you fees to list their items like eBay and Shopify and all these other places. So if they're not charging me the initial fee, I can upload thousands of items at no cost to me. Oh, excuse me, just hiccuped. This won't be edited. And that is a huge bonus because I can put up stuff, and if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So, let's see here. Another comment says, no flexibility for sellers in selling in different categories. No flexibility in dealing with customer issues. Unfair and prejudicial standards to maintain a good rating that will influence customers to do their business with a seller. This is, of course, the big thing because as customers become way more about this A to Z claim thing, and yeah, they just use it more often. Let's see here. And by the way, I'm just kind of skimming, I'm cherry picking here. I'll include a list of the articles so you can read all the comments. I just want to focus on the highlights. And here's one that, of course, was an issue for 5 years ago, was an issue 7 years ago, however long they've been doing this, and it's still an issue today. I'm still having a problem with this. The bad thing about selling on Amazon is that sellers can lose both money and merchandise because Amazon doesn't require buyers to return the item or for refund. This happens in cases where a buyer simply makes complaints directly to Amazon instead of contacting seller first, saying things like wrong item was sent, delivery date was late, item is fake, this is a credit card chargeback, etc. And Amazon automatically takes money out of seller's account without requiring buyer to return the item to seller. Some buyers take advantage of this, which sellers lose both money and merchandise. And this comment, this is the big issues. This is the biggest issue on Amazon because, and I have said this, other people have said this, I don't mind if you have to have an A to Z process. I know there are scumbag sellers out there, but they have to make a few very basic changes to make it work well. And here's one of the things to change. If someone claims that you sent them a wrong item and they claim otherwise, it should be noted that if they were to sell the item back, they would probably send the item back that something else back. It's not outside the realm of possibilities, but just make it a fact that, you know what, if we side with you, you will get your money back, but you have to send the item back first. If there is the knowledge that you have to send something back, then that should cut back on a lot of the fraudulent claims, because why would you try to rip someone off this way then, if it's going to actually cost some effort to scam them? So, another comment says, the site provides the most support to the buyer. Their feedback from buyers is impossible to navigate and encourages only the negative feedback from buyers to be recorded. This is somewhat of a false comment because positive comments can be left, and they don't block people from making positive comments. So, you know, I don't know what they mean by that exactly, but I suspect they mean that basically out of the hundreds of sales you're going to make, you're probably only going to get about a couple dozen feedbacks a year, and most of them will be negative because those are the people who take the time out of their day to leave a feedback. My current account, I have sold over 2,000 items in the last 2 years. Do you want to know how many feedbacks I have received? 61. You want to know how many of them are negative? 7. Which means I'm at a 4.5 in the star rating. And that's not fair. But that's not an Amazon issue per se. That is a seller issue, or a buyer issue, I should say. And, yeah, I don't know exactly how to fix that one. So I'm going to let Amazon off the hook on that one. So, and this is the last one I'm going to read because this video is a little longer than I thought it would be. Well, really mini podcast because it's just a picture in this audio. Let's see here. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. There's 2 more comments I want to read because I just discovered one that was too good. Okay, the first one is, the good thing about Amazon is that they are very easy and quick to list on and have one of the 2 widest exposures. I just wish I could say for their customer service that is so inadequate. They are practically greedy thieves when it comes to A to Z claims. They ripped me off a couple times, taking hundreds of dollars out of my account when a customer claimed he returned an item which never arrived back as proven by tracking. You'd think that their highest fees in the market would cover sellers with misshapes, but I guess none of the thousands of dollars I pay them monthly come back from my protection. Such an ungrateful company that is abusing their power to the market. That's the comment that I discovered that I really liked. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to do another comment I just discovered. Their A to Z guarantee has opened up blatant theft from unscrupulous buyers out there to get their order free. Amazon no longer rules in favor of the seller no matter what. Also, Amazon, in the 8 years we have sold, which, side quote, congratulations for surviving on the site for 8 years. That's hard. You must be good sellers to do that. But continuing. In the 8 years we have sold, has never raised the shipping fees to the buyer, therefore making the seller lose even more profit. They also discriminate against third-party sellers who do not use their fulfillment by Amazon when it comes to returns and claims. Yep, that says it all. And the final comment I want to mention, and I wanted to end on this because it just shows how backwards thinking Amazon can be, Amazon allows customers to leave a negative feedback for the sole reason of price too high. A customer should not be able to have that as a reason to leave a seller negative feedback. The price is plainly posted and the buyer makes a choice to buy it. Price of items should only be used in product feedback, not as negative feedback against the seller. But if an Amazon customer leaves negative feedback about the price, Amazon will not remove it, even if they mark every other criteria as a 5. Their customer support is nearly impossible to reason with as a seller. If there's an issue, the support team's individual person working with you can make an arbitrary decision without any higher Amazon overseer getting involved in looking at the case. The support team and reps or sellers have no higher authority to answer to. And I wanted to end on that because that's what I'm going to make my next Amazon video about. I know this Breaking Amazon series has kind of been on hiatus for a little while as I dealt with personal issues, to put it mildly. But yeah, that is something that I have never thought about before, but I have been dinged on it, so I'm going to address that in the next episode. In the meantime, Amazon. Let's take a look at the facts. You have lost the #1 confidence in e-commerce sales by both sellers, buyers, and Forbes magazine. The A to Z problem has become a massive one. You can't run it the way you've been running all this time. It is ripe for abuse and people are figuring it out. And no matter how honest people are, they will always, bend their morality to get a few items for free. It's just human nature. Even I would do it if I didn't know if I wasn't on the other side of that coin. And I've been tempted to a couple times, but I don't. And so I have made some videos already. You can go look at them. I'll even link to them in the description and on the screen and the cards, just so you can see them. And you will see that there's some very basic, simple things you can do to fix this. And I want to add, as this shows, your total sales, 44% of them is third-party sellers. In fact, they're really the only thing you're making money at right now because you don't spend anything. You don't ship anything, you don't buy inventory, you just collect fees. It's pure profit. It's the only thing you make pure profit on because everything else you do, the phone, the tablets, the Kindles, the Prime service, the merchandise itself, you lose money on. It's amazing, really. But you have one aspect of your business that is very successful. And what are you doing? You are treating that section of your business, the only one that's making you money, as a bad thing, as a pariah, something to just, control and be, it's stupid. Did I just bang my hand on the desk? Like, really? Okay, well, before I get too upset, Amazon, things have to change. You can watch my previous videos to see what you need to change. You can watch my future videos. Next time, we're going to talk about this rating on the item price because, again, that really needs to be addressed. Anyway, this is Encyclomedia. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly.